came across this awesome quote. This is from Orson Welles, man who I think followed this principle really well. He says, create your own visual style. Let it be unique for yourself and yet identifiable for others. And this has become something that I think is really, really a powerful concept. And if you think about the designers that you love the most, now I'm not saying I'm there, right? Like my visual style is not where it needs to be. But when you think about the designers that you love, like Frank Chimero or Orson Welles for that matter, or Saul Bass, or Scott Hansen, or I don't know. Think of the designers that you love. They have a distinct style, in fact, that a lot of people might even try to emulate, a style that is their own. And I think that understanding this about yourself, understanding your personal, and this is how I would codify this, understand your personal creative philosophy, push it, allow it to grow, but it's okay if you converge, right? It's okay if you find things that work and they're good, and if you're good, you know, as you become better, that style will become your trademark, and it'll be something that people love about the way that you design. This is true whether you are a professional designer or whether you are a developer trying to be a designer, because the principle is the same. Understand your personal creative philosophy and make decisions because you intend to. Understand why you're making them. Okay, guys, we're down to the last one. Oh, with 1 minute and 58 seconds remaining. So I did just fine. That's good, because I was a little worried. Okay, and that is this. Be nice to others. One of the best things that you can do as a designer is you can be nice. And I mean this partially in just kind of the like nice pat on your back as you go home kind of way. But there's also a very practical reason to be nice. And that is that a lot of what you're doing as you are a designer is you are managing your relationships with people. And that happens on two levels. So first of all, let's look at this quote. This is from Paula Scher. She's a super well-known designer based out of New York. I think she was with Pentagram. She says, I never knew a designer that got hundreds of thousands of dollars to design a logo. Instead, designers get paid to negotiate the difficult terrain of egos, expectations, tastes, and rationalize those against business needs and the constraints of the marketplace. That's a long quote and definitely not the right font for that quote because it's so long. But cool, right? The thing that you are doing as a designer is you are helping people to realize their best ideas, and you're managing two relationships, right? You're managing the relationship that you have with your client or whoever is kind of the person that you're producing the design for, as well as the relationship that you have with whoever consumes the design, right? And you're kind of the go-between. You're kind of the medium, you could say, between those two people. And the really successful designers are people who handle that well. And I guess that's the thing, is like, you know, design is something that is just full of ego, and it's really hard to get away from that because it's so subjective. And this is why my previous slide was about like knowing yourself. Design is so subjective, and yet it's trying to be objective, right? Design is very subjective, yet you typically have measurable goals, at least goals of some sort associated with that. And it's a big mess in there if you're not just trying to be nice and all get along. So if you can step out of the way of your ego, just know that people are going to be nice to you and you'll be nice to them. The design process becomes really, really fun, and something that, you know, I started this off by saying it's hard. When I say it's hard, I mean it's hard work. You have to work at it. But it's not hard like it's not fun, because design should be really, really fun. And so that's the last thing I want to share with you, and I'm really grateful for your time today. Go to nerdplusart/mix10, and I'll put slides up and all that stuff. Fill out the evaluations. Thank you so much. Thanks. And check out Design Toolbox. I did a workshop yesterday, same workshop I did last year. It's up on Design Toolbox, as well as some really cool content. Also, we just should support Microsoft on this. It's such a cool initiative from Microsoft to say, hey, we want to teach you about design. So support them on this, sign up, you know, fall in love with the great content up there. Okay, thank you.